6 minutes after 8 o'clock here at WCDT. It is Thursday, so local with Lauren.
Best day of the week.
Who'd you bring with you today?
TedX Tullahoma.
All right. And,
Yeah.
and they have names? Is
I mean,
this
I
Ted,
guess
this X?
I'm Ted.
so glad that you got them. My daughter used to do that to me. I'd be like, "Are you ready, Freddie? I'm ready. Are you ready?" Yes, they have names. It's Josh Dunn and
Hello.
Tisha Fritz.
Hello.
Tisha's been here before.
Tisha just visited, was it the first week of March?
It
She's
was.
opened us up and now you're closing us out.
Exactly.
I'm the big newbie.
Welcome, my friend.
Thank you very much
You're
for
going to
having
do
me.
great.
Yes. We'll see.
All right, so those who don't
Yeah.
know, what is TEDx?
Would you like to cover?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'd be happy to jump right in.
Mm.
I am going to read you the official TEDx mission. TED is on a mission to discover and spread ideas that spark imagination, embrace possibility, and catalyze impact. Our organization is devoted to curiosity, reason, wonder, and the pursuit of knowledge without an agenda.
And it's technology, entertainment, and design is what it stands for.
I just thought dude named Ted.
Yep. No Ted around. No. No, that's what it stands for. Yeah. So that's that's the three types that we try to look for in anyone who's going to speak, to have be a professional in those.
Really?
Those things. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
I'm
To be an expert in their field. That's right.
There's no technology or electronics in there.
I just knew she had a good story.
Design? Who's the design?
It was my creativity.
Design. We'll go with design.
Design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really thought you were going to say the pursuit of happiness, so whatever.
The pursuit of happiness. Well, we are happy when we host a TED event, so I'll take it.
So this is what the...
This is season 3. This is the third one in about 4 years.
Yes.
For COVID, we had to take a long...
COVID doesn't count.
Right. This is the third one that we've done.
Yeah, there's a leap year.
And we're the co-organizers. My wife, Robin, is the other organizer. So it's
So
three
a
of us
long
who were
time
really...
ago,
Yeah.
When I owned a yoga studio, Robin started talking this dream out. So
Right,
this
yeah.
was in 2018. Is that about right?
Tullahoma there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
She started speaking this dream out, and I believe maybe we're in 23. So
Mhm.
1920, she called me and said, "We're doing it."
We're doing it, and we have the rest of the story.
I can't wait to share.
Yeah.
Please share.
Oh, well, so I'll kick it off because, like you, Lauren, I'm glad you mentioned, the dream that Robin Dunn was spreading in Tullahoma, and that is one where, she, like, we all have mentioned, we watch TED, we understand the vision, the ideas worth spreading, the positive impact on our community that she wanted to make. She spread those ideas to me. And I heard the vision and I said, you know what, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Using the skills and talents I have and the skills and talents Robin has, and then enter Josh Dunn, her amazing husband.
Skills and talents, I don't know, but I was there for the,
You were there for the face.
Yeah, there you go.
You're the face.
I'm Ted.
The enthusiasm, the glue, the joy that kind of gets us excited in moments where there is it's a lot to put on.
It's a
an
daunting
event
task
like
sometimes.
this.
Yeah.
But Robin and myself and Josh together made the decision that we were going to make this thing happen, and so that's how it began, step by step, and here we are today.
Right. And so we all kind of each have our thing that we do, our role, and the thing that I like to do the most is I like to, when I approached you, look for the people, try to find people that I think would be interesting, tell them what the subject for each talk is going to be, and see what we think. That's a really cool process. And Robin does a whole lot of that too, but behind the scenes, and she's emailing people, getting everything set up, and Tisha does other stuff as well. Is that right?
Absolutely.
She does the event planning.
Lots of logistic stuff that I don't even know what's going
more
on.
of the behind the scenes
Right.
event manager, format, marketing the event, strategically planning things that are going on, and
Because there's ticket sales, there's an audience, there's a whole lot, so.
a lot to coordinate.
Yeah.
So how do you get involved? TED Talks are huge. They're everywhere. So how do you get into that
So
world?
Robin and I apply each year for a license to do it, and we have to get approved. And so once you get approved, you're able to hold a TEDx, which is the locally done TED. So they'll have TED conferences in New York and California, these huge events.
Global audiences.
Global audiences, and ours is the local community events. That's why it's called TEDx Tullahoma. And I think we're only one of 4 in the state of Tennessee that is a TEDx. So, which is pretty cool. But we apply for the license, we get approved, and then everything is done by us. It's all donations, or locally put together just by us. And the South Jackson Civic Center in Tullahoma is where it's at. They participate a lot, getting everything, having a place to do it. So
It's a great venue. I love that place.
they celebrated their 100th year anniversary last year when Lauren was on it last year, was a former TEDx speaker, right? I don't know if we talked about it on here, but yeah. So
all right, so going into that, since you've done one of these talks, what goes into it?
I only know my experience, and
That's what I'm asking.
I'll tell you what went into it. A lot of stress and anxiety went into it. So, let me back up for just a
sorry
second.
about that.
When
Because I asked her, I think, hey, you want to do it?
when Robin mentioned that she wanted to do a TEDx, or she wanted to host a TEDx, I mentioned to her that it was number one on my bucket list.
We have one this year that said the same thing.
Really?
She's doing it, yeah.
So I just kind of discarded that out of my brain. I was like, okay, whatever. 2 years later, she calls. It was Robin that called me first.
Right.
And mentions it to me. I didn't stop to say, let me get back to you. I was like, yes! And then I hung up the phone. I was like, what did I just agree
Then you
to?
realize, a lot of people don't speak in front of a live audience a lot, and it's
very nerve-wracking. So they sent me the guidelines and kind of what to expect. I knew what the theme was, and then I had to sit back and think, okay, what do I want my story to be? Because I'm a storyteller. There's a lot of people that come on and talk logistics, or they've got, they have figures, statistics, and things like that. None of that resonates with me. I speak on feeling and story, which is really weird because I'm a non-emotional person. But
Feed her up on this one.
It's an LOL moment.
Non-emotional.
I don't do emotion, I don't understand other people's emotions very well, or even my own.
Well, we knew yours would hone in with other people. That's what we thought.
So, I mean, that was it. Like, it was a stressful and anxious time for me to face some fears. And outside of that, I got nothing. I don't know. I survived it.
What did you talk about?
What did I talk about?
The theme at that time was micro, the power of small. And we told you that, and we said, you got 18 minutes. What do you want to talk about, right? That's kind of how it started.
So it was the life on the screen.
Right.
Is what it was. And I compared my life through 3 different aspects of a butterfly, a bumblebee, and a wasp. And so I was able to see my life on a screen by what I was seeing take place with them trapped in a room. So you'll have to go check it out it's on just Google Lauren Martin on YouTube.
Do TEDx Tullahoma Lauren Martin. It'll pop right up.
And I think that's what's really unique about this is we are able to have speakers that are either local or they could come from anywhere and travel and speak on our stage.
Right.
But you see the event as it happens if you get a ticket, and I hope you will. They are on sale now. But you get to watch them later. So
South Jackson Civic Center is where you get it.
Yes, South Jackson Civic. Yes, please buy tickets, South Jackson. But to Lauren's point, it's not just the event that happens. You have the opportunity to see these TED Talks when they're approved after our event. They're available in the queue, just like any TED Talk forever. So you can view.
You're on the global platform for TED.
Each talk that we have had in one of our events, you can view on the global stage.
Yeah. I'll search more.
Yeah, it's on there. It's a good one.
It's there. Let's get those views up, guys.
That's right. Ring the bell icon and give it a thumbs.
But because you mentioned that, here's my next question. Because yes, they are a lot of us are local, but you have people that come in. So how do you find?
We had the guy from Indiana last year, Kyle. Remember social anxiety?
Yes,
Kyle. He came from Indiana, so that's one of the things I think is cool. Like I mentioned earlier, finding the people. So some of the people. It's just Robin and I sit down, or Tisha's mentioned some people too, but we just sit down and say, who do we think, like you, would tell an interesting story? We talk about that, but once we're the organizers, we're on the TED website, so there is a lot of people, like you said, who it's their bucket list to do this. They email us immediately. They say, you got one in Tullahoma, we want to speak at that. So we get submissions all the time throughout the year of people sending a video submission in or just writing out what they want to talk about. and we just kind of narrow it down until we get about 9 or 10 people.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, Dr. Nadi Gupta is on. We'll talk about people in a minute, I'm sure, but she approached us like day one. This one was approved. She sent us an email, and she wanted to talk, and she was like ready then. She had it down already, so, you know, that's
Once
kind of how
people
we do it.
know you're doing it, I
Yeah.
have people reach out on my LinkedIn. Just yesterday at a chamber coffee, I had someone approach me interested in how to make the connection. So, I mean, from near and far, because the TEDx brand, if you will, is long-standing and trusted and recognizable,
Right.
people are interested. They want, if you have a dream in your heart, like you said on your bucket list, Lauren, this is the type of stage you want to be on to
So
speak.
I get asked, how do I get on there? And I'm like, I got nothing.
You've got connections. You've got connections.
So
You can ask, but I mean, that's
I'm
really,
like,
you know.
I don't know how to direct you other than, because I hate to like name drop y'all, and because I'm sure your inboxes get bombarded. So
Well,
now
we
I'll
choose
just
to do it, so it's
I'll-
okay.
I'll
No,
start-
it's all right.
Send them our way.
all right,
Yeah.
let's start.
It's best to see the widest variety of interesting. I mean, that's why we do it. I think
Okay.
it's just we like to hear interesting stories, and people will put their story out there and affect someone else. You know, I mean, that's all we want to do. It could be funny, it could be emotional, it could be whatever. You know.
How do you choose your theme?
Well, I think we sit down, and Robin and I, when we've talked about them, and she's probably talked about it with you maybe separately too, but we just kind of think of a broad topic. Like you said, you know, you came from your personal story. We had a guy last year who was a master gun engraver, and you guys were on the same show.
Oh my
And
gosh,
so-
that's amazing.
And it was Micro, the Power Small. He's a friend of mine, and I knew he engraved on firearms, and his family has done that for a long time. So I thought, he's working on something small, and he's making a big difference. And I knew about your life, you know, a little bit, and I was like, she's made a big difference. So we kind of try to think of a general theme that will affect a lot of different people. So one was change. Like, that was the thing, you know. So a lot of people can say, well, something's changed in my life. You know,
And this
so.
year, our theme is transformation.
So you can think, you know, anyone who's going to be old enough to speak on their whatever has had some type of transformation in their life. Something's happened,
That has
you know, changed their path or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
shifted the vision.
yeah.
Interesting.
So tell us the vision. Like, what's the vision? You think y'all keep going until you keep going, or you run out of people?
Well, we have one more already.
We do.
We
We
know we're doing the fourth one.
we have already secured our location, South Jackson Performing Arts Center. They will again host our TEDx Tullahoma event in 2024.
It's actually April 20th next year.
We have a date,
Yeah.
and so we're going to keep doing this. And as we, already spoke on, we're constantly getting speakers with interest. And so as long as we have speakers with interest and a location that's proud to have us, we will have a TEDx Tullahoma.
And we have a great crew. I
We
think
do.
that everybody, there's other people too, we'll mention them in a minute. It's not just us three that
Yes.
make this whole thing happen, and everybody really seems to like doing it so far. So, I mean, as long as that's going on too, I think we'd like to do it, you know.
Now, somebody, before and we'll finish this up with this as well, where do they get tickets again?
So to get tickets, you can go to our TEDx Tullahoma website, but it is very easy to go to South Jackson, southjackson.org. They are the host of the event, and you can purchase tickets directly through their box office. But of course, you can buy tickets at the door. They have a large, comfortable facility that houses
450.
450. So
Yeah.
come on, join us.
And what date is it?
It is Saturday, April 15th. The doors will open at 9:30. We will have coffee, conversation. We'll kick the morning off with a slate of speakers. Then we'll break for lunch, and then we'll get right back at it and wrap up somewhere around 1:30. It just depends on how engaged
Right.
we become.
And the tickets are $25.
$25,
Yeah.
but we also have a student rate at $20. So it is for all ages, students, families, individuals. Please come on.
Is there an age that you range look for people to talk?
We have our youngest speaker ever this year, and she is 16. So that's the first time we've had anybody that isn't an adult. But there's been some pretty famous TED Talks with kids that have something to say, you know. But I mean, it's just no. We would just pick anybody that we think is pretty interesting, you know. So
The
Yeah.
youngest girl that I saw in Nashville was early middle school age.
Right.
And my goodness, she was talking about converting water and making it safe. I'll never forget just sitting there. I don't even think like I was really taking in what she was saying because I was just so in awe of how calm her demeanor was at that age.
Nashville would have been a big show too. I bet, you know. So wow.
Yeah, it just seems neat. Like I'd like to sit there and watch the vetting process, seeing all the people who come in, how you choose, and I think that's the cool part of it.
That's my favorite part, really. And I mean, she had given us some questions, and you know, my whole thing with this, my favorite part about it is seeing, like with hers, I saw the very initial idea you thought you were going to do. You texted it to us or emailed or something, and then how it grew each time, and we get to see it from just you knowing. At the time, it was micro, the power of small, and what it becomes. It's pretty much a year later. I mean, we give everybody, if we can get them when we try to do it, give them about a year. Some people come in a little later, but it's cool over that year time to see how the story changes and all that stuff. So,
I actually trashed my whole talk 2 weeks before.
right,
And started all over.
right,
So I wouldn't even start my talk until 2 weeks before.
yeah.
Not sure what we're going to talk about today. Let me just show up on stage and look around, ask some questions, see what
Ask
pops
some
up.
questions.
And that's the crazy part is, I mean, they're memorized. I mean, that's a tough thing for people to memorize. And they can be, I think, a minimum of 5 minutes, and the maximum time is 18 minutes. So they do have rules that are given
The
out.
shortest one. Have y'all watched the shortest one?
I haven't. I
He
don't know.
literally shows you how to wash your hands and dry your hands with the smallest piece of paper towel. One square, no matter the size. He shows you how to do it to save on cutting down trees and making paper. I mean, 5 minutes, I think it was.
We have one this year that's pretty short, but it's good. So we've
Who's
heard
that?
them all. The young girl I was talking about, her name is
Okay.
Ariana Marin.
So tell us a little bit about Ariana.
Ariana Marin is a local in Tullahoma, and she's an award-winning 15-year-old artist, and she is neurodivergent, which means she's on the spectrum. And this is a big thing for her to be able to talk, on this. And she is talking, I don't want to give too much away, but she is talking about her experience with that in her life. And she is an incredible artist, and she has done 3 new paintings for this event. And she's going to be bringing some more that are going to be out in the hallway, but she has kind of, because I've seen the paintings, they're incredible, and she's just kind of captured what goes through her mind kind of daily, and when she was preparing for this talk and talking about how she goes through life.
Is it more abstract, her artwork?
No.
Is it not?
No, it's incredibly, I mean, no. Some of it maybe, but what she did for this is not.
Okay.
Yeah, very detailed. And one of the paintings is enormous. I mean, it's got to be 4 feet long. It's huge. And she's, about a year, she's had to go through her talk. But I think hers is maybe 6 or 7 minutes. So that's why we say we don't know the time exactly. Some people's are still, tweaking the times, how long they're going to talk. But
So have you ever had anybody get up there and just bomb?
we have not.
No.
I mean, there's a lot of practice. And so that's one thing Robin and I do too, is we call them and we say, hey, do you want to perform it for us? Like on a Zoom? Do you want us to come over? You come over, or we'll meet somewhere and perform it again.
Yeah.
And we've kind of given them tips on how to memorize, how to talk in public and not be as nervous if we can or whatever. We do that a lot throughout. They have usually performed it enough to have it memorized, So not yet. We have not had that happen. So
Stage fright is a real thing.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, so what'd you feel like up there? I mean, you do this.
So, well, I started this.
Yeah.
But for me, when I got up there, that's why I took that moment to kind of look around the
Mhm.
stage and to gather my bearings about me.
Right.
And not because otherwise, if I'd gone out there and just tried to jump right into it, I would have gone blank.
Yeah.
So I know myself well enough to know I needed to get out there and I needed to look around and digest it and just kind of sink into it.
Could you can't really see anyone. The lights are directly in your eyes, right? I mean,
I could see the people in the first
Oh, right.
2 rows, and then beyond
me
that,
with a timer. That's all I
right?
can see.
And
the timer
I think
there just to
I
make sure
even
everybody's
was like, "Hey, you might need to cut me off because I ramble a lot."
Now yours was right on time. I think it was perfect. So
So yeah, if you do have stage fright or you are afraid of it, just stop, pause, and take that breath.
Or practice.
Right.
Practice on the front end.
We have one this year, and this person did have some stage fright issues, but they really, really, really wanted to do this, and it's perfect. I have heard it multiple times. I think it's going to be fantastic, but that was a big issue for this person for a long time throughout this last year. Yeah, and then we have some with, they speak all the time, you know, and that's just what they do. Right.
Yeah.
I'm shy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I struggle.
That's why you're behind the mic.
Yeah. Large crowds scare me.
I got it. So this guy actually in college gets up. He was supposed to go on like Friday to get a talk. I'll let him tell it.
I did my public speaking classes in college, and I do the speeches. You have the 6 minute, 8 minute, and all at the 15-minute speech. And mine was supposed to be on Friday. We're in class on Wednesday. One of the people who was supposed to do that day did not show up. So the professor's like, "All right, Ricky, it's your turn." Nope, no, it's not.
Oh.
It's like, mine's Friday. It's like, well, just go up here and so we told y'all, if something happens, you might get bumped a day or go back a day. And I was like, yeah, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I've not even started. She's like, really? I said, no clue. Not even thought about it. So I walk up there and said, somebody give me a topic. And one of the kids in class shot a topic out, and I did 15 minutes without missing a beat.
There you go.
Okay, natural.
Yeah. She looked at me, she goes, I hate you.
And this is why his purpose is speaking.
There you go.
So.
Well, like I said, I was naturally born into this one.
No, it does not come natural for most. And so I can relate to that person that's having, but wanting to face the fear and take that bucket list.
Another thing that kind of happens sometimes is, you got the microphone hooked to you. You had one that was on your ear, right? You can have that or you can hold one. Some people will have something they're holding to talk about, or they'll have a clicker for a slideshow, like a PowerPoint thing. So, but I remember one of the shows, somebody was moving around and their microphone did start kind of scratching a little, and I could tell that they were like, oh. But they honed in and got it, but that was about the closest we came to someone kind of, but I mean, things like that are unexpected that are happening to someone who's not on stage normally. I mean, that can be nerve-wracking for sure, but
something going just a little bit off.
You're like, we did practice, and that didn't happen in practice.
I was in the rehearsal.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to ask each of you to be a little partial. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, I was going to do that next.
I can't say
that
that
has
now.
happened or that is going to happen.
Either way.
That has happened. Let's see what that has.
Oh, that has happened so far?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite that you've sat through so far?
I would say Lauren Martin.
Oh, no, Lauren doesn't count.
Oh, Lauren doesn't count. Okay.
So
Second best, you mean?
Right
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
I would have to say, for me, the performance of Becky Bueller. Oh man, she rocked the house
She did.
out. How fortunate were we to have
Yes.
Becky Bueller on our stage for TedX Tullahoma? It's
so
incredible.
Beautiful.
She's
Yes.
a Grammy-winning bluegrass
Yes,
artist. I mean, she's incredible. Yeah.
And her speaking about women in music, it was incredibly moving to have her make the connection between performance and speaking. It was magic.
And she's a really cool person too.
She
Like,
is a really
the
cool
most.
person.
Have you guys met her?
Behind
I mean, she's super
behind
cool.
the scenes, oh my goodness! And if you follow her on social media,
Oh.
let me tell you, she's just fun.
I don't think she
she's
sleeps.
a fun person, and she's
She's like-
always somewhere cool.
Always somewhere cool.
people. And so, yeah, she was in Tullahoma. Of course, I mean, she's from the area in Coffee County, but
Her daughter was just as neat.
Romy.
She was
She's
there
very
with
cool.
her. And
Our kids
you
have
could
hung out
just see-
before, and she's a super sweet kid. She's very cool. Yeah.
so what about you, Josh?
I think Becky Bueller was very, very cool. I think one that was cool was the first year, and his name's Ed May, and he was the puppeteer.
Oh yes.
And he talked about, he had a puppet. His name was, Manfred. That's it. But he's a professional puppeteer. He's done stuff with like Jim Henson and things, and he did half his talk it was intermingled. He was talking to us, and then the puppet would talk, and he just explained how important it is for people and for kids to have something like that to draw to if there's, I don't know, crisis or anything. I mean, that is a really good therapy tool, and just how that can help you and make you feel. His was a really neat talk. So, yeah.
Oh, and I remember one more that I really want to mention from the first year. The Good of the Hive.
Oh,
is that the one where he does murals,
Around the world.
Around the world. We have one in Manchester at the city park there, Frederick Park. But that was exciting to see when we're bringing people from, painting murals.
He did. His talk was something. I mean, you can look it up too.
Yeah.
But like he was an alcoholic, and he was at his low point, and he could paint really good. And he saw these bees. It was just kind of this moment where he saw some bees, and was at a point in his life, and he decided to paint these murals. And his goal, what was it, like 1 million? To paint 1 million bees throughout the world, and he's getting pretty close because he'll do a big mural that has thousands of them. But he's like keeping count of the bees, and he does them on water towers. He's been in New York City, all around, So.
His talk is what inspired mine.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
okay.
It actually brought back the memory because my story happened, and like I saw myself on the screen, and I was thinking about TEDx. Like, what am I going to talk about? I don't know how to pull this together. And so I was watching TEDx Tullahoma videos, and his come up, and I remembered that story, and that was how I found life on the screen to bring it to TEDx. So
cool.
His talk at TEDx Tullahoma inspired my talk.
See, these talks, they reach other people. That's what it's all about, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
cool.
So is that your favorite one since it inspired you?
Yes, that one, and I have to say, watching Royce talk. That was a very emotional talk, and you could feel the discomfort of him having his story.
Yeah.
So
There are some stories.
having that vulnerability and seeing all of that come,
He's
out.
such a great person too.
He's a great speaker.
Yeah, he really is. So I was also really grateful to even get to meet him. So.
Yeah, last year was quite an emotional
Mm-hmm.
show. We don't know. You don't. Maybe you knew Royce first, but you didn't know him. You didn't know Kyle, and it's interesting how just the topic will bring people to this. And this one's kind of like that. A lot of the people have ended up talking almost. They're kind of hitting a lot of the same points they're thinking about, but from a different perspective and different angle. And that one was like that.
Yeah.
It was a very emotional show last year. I thought.
This year,
It's a little different theme. I mean, different. Go ahead.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different of a theme,
Feel.
a little feel.
Yeah.
I'd have to say for this year, one of the speakers that I'm very excited about is Colin Sharan. I know that some of our stage notes say that he needs a stool or he's going to sit on the ledge of the stage, and so it already paints a picture that the environment of the room is going to be one where we're pulling the audience in. And so I can tell that, of course, I mean, we've done a lot of speaking. You joined us from the perspective of the speaker, but the perspective of the audience is my favorite part of it. When I think about how it feels when the show is about to start and the audience is anticipating, what are they going to talk about? What's it going to be like? What impact is this going to have on me today? And then fast forward to the end of the event when it's all happened and they've taken everything in. That feeling of the audience and how they've been impacted. It's a palpable feeling. Like you can literally, I just want to, store it in a mason jar and, screw it tight and, open it up and just feel that feeling like in the middle of the year. But it's powerful. The impact that words and ideas of our speakers have on those in the room. And then, of course, like I mentioned, those replays on the broader TED stage.
One of my favorite things about attending a TEDx is, you get the pamphlet with everybody that's talking and kind of a synopsis of what they're going to talk about. You always look at when you're like, I could probably take a bathroom break or something here. Like, I'm not that into it. But if you sit down and watch it, it usually ends up being one that you walk away that sticks with you. So don't underestimate any speaker. Listen, because there's typically something.
Yeah, there's usually more to it than what's just in that synopsis, of course, because they got something else to say. That's right.
So what are you looking? This you told us one you look forward to. What about you? What's one you look
I
forward
can't
to?
say. I'm looking forward to all of them. They're all going to be great. I can't say. They're all too good.
They're good. There's going to be one that sticks out. This is one I was really excited we got.
Okay, I'll tell you one that I was really excited. Not that's better. I don't want to do that. I love them all.
But think about it like this, Josh. Think about it's not so much that it's your favorite or it's the best, but give them just but favorites here.
I have no favorite.
Give them a sneak peek of something you're just joyful about.
like Lauren, I was pretty involved in. I was like, I think we should get Lauren Martin. I think we should get Lauren with Robin and stuff. And so that was one. So like I said, some people come to us, you know, and we're like, oh, okay, we don't know them, but Brittany Weddington, I'm very excited about. I know her from before. She's a friend of mine.
I've known her since she was a little girl.
There you go, even longer. I have not known her that long. So, but
Yes.
I've known her, and I've known about her and her life, and what she has accomplished, and where she's at in her life right now is pretty remarkable and incredible. And I asked her. It was before last year's was even done, and I talked to her and I said, "Would you like to do the next one?" And she said that was just like she said it was on her bucket list or similar type thing. It was a thing that she wanted to do, and she has been really killing it with this one. She has actually performed this talk in not all over the country, but she has gone to different speaking events and performed pretty much what this talk is already. So she's ready to go, but hers is going to be pretty good. So, and I'm just excited because I asked her to do it. I was like, so I'd say that one. Yeah.
There you go.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
It's like any scout out there. You're excited about the kids you picked.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
You want all of them to succeed, but you really want the one you picked to do well.
And we did pick some other ones too that are on this list, but I mean, she was the first of this one that I picked, and one that I thought would be really needed to say something.
So what is her topic? Can you say that?
Yeah, I think. Let's see. I think she's already named it. So what you said in the program, usually there's a name for your talk and you got everything. Hers is building your life one muscle at a time, and she's a competitive bodybuilder, and so she won. Let me get it right. The first Overcomer Award at the 2020 Nashville Fit Show, and so I thought of her for transformation. We already had the theme, and I remember. I mean, she looked very normal, but she has very, very fit now and competes. And I just asked her if she would like to talk about that, along with other things that maybe would be a transformation in your life. And she's really done that. It's not just about, getting muscles, like she said, building your life one muscle at a time. So she's got a lot of depth and detail in there, but hers is about that. Yeah. That's her starting point.
So how do you pick the order?
Well, we had a meeting the other day, and we almost weren't 100%. We kind of, that's why we want to know, like we've heard these talks, the tone of it, when we should do a break. If there's two, say there's some ones that are very emotional, maybe not have three in a row. We listen to what, logistics. Go ahead.
Logistics, yeah.
Yeah, logistics.
It's like when feeling meets reality. We take a look at what we'd like to build with the theme, but then, of course, there are things behind the scenes, like screens and microphones.
Yeah, like a projector that was coming down the other day. We're like, well, that's going to take this long. Should this one go up before this person? So,
and so
a lot of details.
Enter our amazing team.
Please,
I think this is a great time to interject our team.
So I don't forget anybody.
Got notes. I'm going to let Josh take it.
Okay, well, yeah. So Sid Wing is our, he works at South Jackson. He volunteers, I guess, at South Jackson, but he is our technical guy. He does everything with the microphones. So you remember Sid? Okay. We'd like to thank him for all he does. And then John, what's John's last name? Harris, I think. He does the lights, and he does a fantastic job. He does lots of shows at South Jackson. Greg Gressel runs South Jackson. What is his official title?
He is the executive director.
Executive director. So he is in charge there, and he, I guess, gives us permission to be there along with some other people. But he is a big part of getting the show put on.
Well, TedX Tullahoma is a part of South Jackson. They host our event, but they actually are a part of they're our home. So
right.
They're a partner for sure.
And we have a stage manager, Gina
Wing,
who's married to Sid Wing.
Yes.
And she helps out with any type of prop or anything that needs to come out.
Stage managing.
Sometimes somebody needs to sit down or needs the stool, or Becky Buller needed a guitar or whatever. She helps bring that stuff out. And Robin, of course.
Robin, and then we have a new team. Meg Glenn, she's joined us this year to help us market the event. And then we, of course, could not go without mentioning our camera man. I mean, you have to see it, and how you see it is because of Philip Scoggins. He is incredible.
Yep.
So I think that rounds out the team.
It was John Brock, by the way. John Harris is Brittany's husband. I got confused with my Johns there for a second. Just want to clarify. But we have a whole crew of people that really make this thing.
You'll
happy.
clarify who texted you the right answer.
No, I just thought of it. No. I looked at my Facebook where I had it. I thought I had it written here, and I messed up, of course. So,
Because I get text messages all day about what I did wrong.
Hey, yeah, exactly.
I couldn't remember the starter jacket this morning. I didn't know what it was called. So I was like, sends a text message in.
I would love to have my error report in real time.
I get mine. It is really quick.
Okay.
It is.
But we have, by the way, I think we have 9 speakers this year, I was going to say. Actually, 8 speakers and 1 performer, so who isn't speaking.
Who's the performer?
The performer, they are Fire Phoenix belly dancers from Nashville.
Ooh.
So,
You can check them out on YouTube.
yeah, they got a lot of
If you're
stuff.
interested.
They're very cool.
I have actually seen this.
Have you?
Yes. I've seen them perform.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah. You may have seen more than we have. Yeah.
It is really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to have swords. They're going to have, it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah.
It is really neat. I'm telling you, that's going to be a cool show.
So do you have your ticket?
No, I don't. But
Okay.
I will.
I hope you'll join us.
I will have my
Okay.
ticket.
Good.
And also, one of the speakers, actually, I guess we have 2 performers, because one of the speakers is Lisa Baker, and she is a guitar player, and she is a Northwestern graduate in guitar, and I think she's the only female that's ever graduated from there with her degree in guitar, and she writes on albums. She's worked with many famous people. She's also a guitar teacher, but she's going to do a talk, just a regular TED Talk, and at the very end of the show, she's also going to perform music she's written for this show, jazz that she has been working on for a year for this show with a band. There's going to be 4 other female performers with her of a 5-person band.
So we're going out with a bang.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Your sound person's going to hate you.
He does.
He does.
We had a meeting the other day. Steam was coming out of his ears. Yeah. We got it figured out, though.
We did.
We got it all figured out.
Solution. Okay.
He's the guru, sibling.
Who are your speakers this year?
Read down. Read list.
Okay, we said Ariana Marin earlier, the artist. Brittany Weddington, we talked about. Colin Sharan, we also talked about. And he has, he made a film, I can't remember the year, it was like 2009 or 19 or 20, called My Friend Carl. And it won a bunch of awards. It won the Remy Award from the Houston Film Festival, which Steven Spielberg, the director, and Spike Lee have also won awards from this particular festival. You can see this movie now on Amazon Prime. It's a documentary. It's really cool. He's done another documentary, and he's doing great things. And he's a young guy. He's like 21. I don't know how old. Robin, my wife, used to teach at Tullahoma High School, and she had him as a student when he was a freshman. So we've known him a little bit, but he's really doing really, really good things. Donald Choate, he used to work at Motlow, but he is an instructor of computer science. He's a podcaster. He also works, he's a cybersecurity professional, and he specializes also in virtual reality. He's going to do half of his show this year in virtual reality, and then the other half not. So it's going to be in VR. He's just going to be talking about lots of different stuff about virtual reality. Fire Phoenix belly dancing, Lisa Baker I talked about, and she's going to be talking about women in guitar, like just playing guitar and that impacting her life playing guitar and being a female artist. Lyle Russell, he's a local Tullahoma guy also, and he's an author, he's a blogger, he is an ISA certified arborist, wildlife educator, and he has a podcast also. He and his wife founded Middle Tennessee Raptor Center. It's a licensed nonprofit wildlife rescue and helps injured birds of prey, and he is going to be talking about that. Yep. And then Dr. Nidhi Gupta, she is a pediatric endocrinologist, which is a thyroid doctor. And she's not anymore. I mean, she can be a doctor, but she doesn't do that anymore. And she's an award-winning researcher and author, and she's authored over 100 peer reviews and articles. And she is going to be talking about the awareness and addiction to smartphones and devices that's impacting our society, especially children. And the reason she saw some stuff she'll talk about, about when she was a doctor and how it affected her, and she travels the world now speaking about this. So that's our lineup.
I need to hear that.
What a lineup.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
A 3-year-old addicted to an iPad.
Well, that's actually a big thing right now. We're talking about legislation limiting the time frame kids can use and making it actually where adults have to, for like Facebook and things like that, where the adult has to give permission for a child to be on there. That's something that's going through right now.
She's got the stats, man. She knows. Yeah,
Well,
she's seen it firsthand.
I have set the time limits on the iPad. Like if she goes over an hour, and then it's supposed to turn off at like 8 p.m. She knows how to bypass it. She's 3.
They're so smart.
What?
I know these
You
things.
can do it on your router too. I don't know if you ever do that, but you can turn off certain devices if you have a pretty new router, and you can make like the iPhone go off at 10 or something. Do it through
I'll
that.
look
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah.
But
she'll hack your router.
Yeah, I was gonna say if she knows how to do it, she might know. I don't know.
she's gotten really good. Like we've been through some massive arguments, and I mean, again, she's 3 and we're arguing. Her going crazy.
It's so enticing
But
when you're little.
now I tell her like, okay, you've got 5 minutes, and so at 5 minutes, I give her the opportunity to turn it off rather than take it, and she's more willing to
They have a time.
pass it over.
Kind of, yeah. That's
So I'm really interested about that.
Yeah. Hers is going to be pretty good. So she's the one who contacted us day 1 or so. I mean, pretty early on. It was, and she has already. So we actually saw her do this speech. She invited us to Chattanooga to watch it, and it's actually a 3-hour seminar. So she has made this into an 18-minute TED Talk. So she's taken some stuff out, of course, but yeah, she's got a lot to say, and she really knows this. So
She's cut a lot out, or she talks like the micro machine. I'm not sure.
That's
which.
right. That's right.
Hold on.
No, her pacing's pretty
Hold
good.
on. That's what she's saying. You know what? Buckle up. Hold on, guys, because
Yeah.
we got a lot to cover.
Yeah.
So, 18 minutes.
Mhm.
What's the relevance of that?
I don't know. That's just the.
I do.
Oh,
I'll
you do.
tell
There you go.
18 minutes is scientifically proven to be as long as the average adult brain can listen to a topic without everything just totally being wiped from your memory later. Like, you can't take on more than 18 minutes.
We've been
of
on more than
something.
18 minutes.
I know, exactly. You
But
know,
we've jumped around a
Oh,
lot.
okay.
We
Different
have.
topics. Okay, right.
we have, and to mention Nini, I mean, I imagine that that's her point. I bet it's even less, but really, 18 minutes is about all that
Okay.
you can take on. So that's that measure.
Well, I didn't realize that.
I thought it had to be something like that, but I was curious.
Tension.
Attention span is only so.
Well, and I think that's why
even for
TED
something you want to hear about. So
videos are so good. You know, you get on that platform, it's something you can always see, but they do have these rules in place that make it, I think, the go-to place to watch an informative speech, you know, because of things like that.
So, do you have a dream person you'd like to get to do a TED Talk with? To do TEDx?
Man, probably.
Like, who's-
Robin wants to get Dolly Parton if she's listening. Let's see. I don't know. There's some
Dolly's
people.
doing a rock album.
Oh, really?
And she's
Well,
making
come
a rock
perform.
album.
come on, Dolly.
Come on, Dolly.
Like some huge names.
What about you?
I don't have a person in mind. I just every year look forward to being surprised. I am in a different seat than Josh and Robin because I'm more logistics and all the other things that aren't dealing with the performer. So I never hear them. And so for me, as the event is happening, I'm experiencing it, like most in the audience, if I'm not running around doing something. But yeah, so I just, no one in particular, just always open and excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's incredible too because like you think, oh, let's get Dolly Parton, which will be incredible. But there's these people who you've never heard of, you don't know, and they come to you and they come out with this incredible thing. So
Yeah, and you walk away with something that you had completely unexpected, and it's exciting.
everyone has a pretty interesting story to tell if you let them.
Yes, exactly.
So, have you all thought about getting on stage and doing?
We're not allowed to.
We're not. So that is
In all honesty, if we're good.
that's it. One of the unique processes of TED are they share a very detailed set of guidelines so that you keep it between the lines so it's consistent with the entire brand. And one of those, bullet points on the list of can and can't do is if you are an organizer of the event, you cannot be a speaker of the event. So,
Or even the sound guy, anyone working on it
Yeah, we can't.
cannot participate
Really?
for that year. Correct, yeah.
So, do you want to do one?
I think there's people with better stories than me.
I would not say never. Would I never want to do one? I don't have a topic in mind, but I love to speak.
I always thought Robin, my wife, would do it. When she does speeches, she's done some talks. Some other
She
places.
hosts the show, and that's
She is. She comes out in between each person, hosts the show. She talks about them. And
she does a great job.
She's very good.
She's just fantastic all the way around.
Is
She
Robin Dunn? We
Yeah.
think you're wonderful if you're listening.
think the world of Robin.
Yes. Well, that's from. Oh,
Follow growth. Y'all been doing it at South Jackson. Is there?
Well, I'll
we
tell.
have grown.
Yeah. So the first year you do a TEDx, you are only allowed for 100 audience member capacity. You kind of got to prove that you're going to do it. It's going to be successful. The videos are going to go up. Whatever. And so we did that, and then year 2 we were able to. At that point, we would have whatever the venue could hold capacity, so more people could come. But the other thing you have to do is you have to attend, as the organizers, a TED conference, one of the big ones.
Bullet points, yeah.
Yeah, like in New York or wherever they're holding it at that time. And COVID was going on, and we could not go. They were canceling them. So the second year, we were unable to get that new licensure. So after that last year, we were able to finally attend a online Zoom one. They counted it, and it was an all-day event, but we got the license to have as many tickets sold as the place will hold. So we have grown that way this year.
We have.
So this will be the first time we can have as many capacities as it'll hold. So,
and the growth beyond that will be dependent on space. So now, South Jackson Performing Arts Center is...
This is just the second year at South Jackson.
Correct.
It is.
It started...
UTSI, who is a sponsor of ours still, the University of Tennessee Space Institute was the first year. That's where we did it.
You mentioned sponsors. What about those other sponsors?
Other sponsors, yes. Our other sponsors this year are Vanderbilt, Tullahoma Heart and Hospital, NAS, which is National Aerospace Solutions, Bechtel, University of Tennessee Space Institute, Middle Tennessee Web Design. You ready these? Okay, what we got here? Of course, South Jackson. They're not really sponsored, but that's where we're holding it at, you know. Fuel So Good, the Tullahoma Chamber,
Yes.
and Chick-fil-A. Tullahoma. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good. I mean, so the sponsors in this right here, trying to curious, what are you funding? What are you having to pay for out of this? Curiosity wise.
Like the first year we have a sign that is, I'd say 30 feet long, and we got it made.
Just make my heart to see that TedX sign.
Yeah, we got it made in Manchester. Was it Cook Neon sign maybe?
It was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, and that cost. It was an expensive sign, but we paid for that. We just pay for things that we need throughout.
Yeah, we pay for food. We pay for
She probably knows more. Yeah, she does.
hotels for our speakers.
Yeah, travel.
They travel for a
Yeah.
certain
Well, that's what I was
distance.
curious about.
Yes.
You know, just all the general behind the scenes event
Okay.
Things that people don't think about.
Yeah, we pay for the red,
Things that I couldn't think
the
about.
dot that you stand on. You know, just different things.
Yeah, we have the red TEDx carpet you stand on. We bought,
Absolutely.
things
all
like
these
that.
little things. Furs, you know, you never know. I mean, you could get logistics. I could, tick
Right.
down the list, but there are many people and things involved.
We
Which
have
is
a camera
why I
guy who
mentioned
has 3
those
cameras,
three
so
cameras,
we're,
exactly.
You're right.
Yeah, and we truly, we keep saying South Jackson. We could not thank them enough because they are able to help us with so many things, like the monetary amount. If you added it all up between the time and talent of those who join us as volunteers and with South Jackson, my goodness, it's an incredible.
Well, and the reason we don't do it at UTSI anymore, it was great when we did it. That was our first year, but
We need more
and I
seats.
don't know that and I don't know the terminology, but we could only have 2 microphones going at the same time. So we wanted to have performers like Becky Buller who had a banjo, guitar, a sing, and so South Jackson, it happened that way, and they can do something like 25 microphones at the same time, do all this different stuff. So it all just really worked out for that reason too, for technical stuff.
It's a great location too.
Great location. It is.
The stage is great. It's got the
I
4
was just
curtains
there.
it can pull back and do different stuff. It's
We're proud of it.
I watched
Into the Woods.
Oh,
we
my
did too.
gosh,
Oh,
it was
and Saturday, I'm excited.
so cute. It was hilarious. So, one of their little Red Riding Hood works for me.
Okay.
Super sweet.
Anna Bymaster. Robin
Oh my gosh,
tutored
she's
her
the sweetest.
for a long time. She's great. Yeah,
She is.
and she's been in a lot of plays there.
Mhm.
She's really good.
Yeah. All right,
You're getting towards the end.
we're getting towards the end. So let's say this again. South Jackson's Civics. I'm gonna let
South Jackson Performing Arts Center.
Thank you.
Yes.
I get so caught up in my words. Okay, and then
April 15th.
April 15th. Doors open at 9:30 with coffee and conversation, and then we'll kick the show off. Then we will have a lunch break, and then we'll finish the show up, and we'll be out of there about 1:15, 1:30.
And I think this year the sponsors are good. Some of the sponsors are going to have stations. There's going to be at least a VR station that's going to be there with the guy talking about VR. We're looking to check that out. So there'll be maybe some stuff to do also when people are conversating.
between.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This year we're able to add a few more. UTSI is bringing, I'm going to butcher this name, but basically that thing you put your hand on and your hair stands up. They're
Oh, yeah.
bringing it, so that's going to be fun. And a few more sponsors. Fuel So Good with the coffee, Chick-fil-A with the lunch.
If somebody wants to sponsor, how do they do that?
reach out. I mean, this year, of course, we're coming up on 2 weeks, but we are accepting sponsors for next year. So if you find our TedX Tullahoma on Facebook and Instagram, will be opening up soon. Send us a message. Reach out. We'd love it.
And before every video that's on YouTube forever now, the sponsor will be on there. So if you are a sponsor, it'll be on every video that is on there.
Yeah,
So,
there's
yeah.
value.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you can buy your ticket at the door online through TedX Tullahoma
Absolutely.
or through
There's a link.
South Jackson.
Yes.
So
Yes.
multiple ways.
Make
to
it
get your
very
ticket.
easy.
$20 if you're a student, $25 regular
Correct.
admission.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So there are two of y'all, and I'll ask both of you. And I've asked you before, Tisha, is that the days change. So, what is your personal phrase or mantra that you live by?
I would say for me today, how I'm feeling, oh gosh, roll up your sleeves and take part. Volunteer, take action. If there is something in the world that you would like to see or do or be or make happen, do not stand on the sidelines. Jump in, get it started, or join those who are part of it, because like TEDx Tullahoma, you never know the impact you are going to have.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to send me that.
Wow. Write that down. How do you follow that? I'm kind of the same. I mean, I just try to be in a positive mood, engage with the people that I'm around right here, kind of I use my phone, but put it to the side too, and just really try to make people happy when I'm around, and maybe those people will pass that off through their day, and it'll just pay it forward. Carry on through the day. That's the best I can do. I think a lot of people try to solve these massive issues, which is great, but sometimes it's a daunting task, and I think if you just start
Where you are.
You're positive,
Yeah.
you're good,
Radiate.
just
TEDx.
radiate it out.
Ideas worth spreading.
Yeah,
That's
we're
what we're about.
One step at a time.
I'd say that's it, yeah.
Yes.
Definitely not. Okay,
It's not
so
really a mantra, but
I can summarize you pretty well. I got you.
Okay.
We've already asked you your shout out on who you're most excited to see speak, and you've mentioned your sponsors. So Ricky, do you have a great fill-in here?
I mean, you talk about the sponsors there, but shout out to someone that helps you get to where you're at. Like who's someone to push you to where you're at now?
Robin Dunn.
I knew that answer.
Yeah, no, I think we're a pretty good team. We do stuff together a lot, and just other projects and stuff. And we both have owned our own business at one time and worked together and been happy about it. So that's a good thing. So I'd say Robin Dunn. And my kids.
Yes. I'm with you, Josh. I'm shouting out John Fritz, Peyton Fritz, my husband, my daughter, and my mom. The three of them together provide me the support to just say yes to opportunities and ways to volunteer in the community. Without their support, I couldn't do what I do. And so, they're my shout out.
So once again, it's the 15th of April. Come on over to Tullahoma, to South Jackson. It starts at 9 o'clock. Doors open at
9:30.
So come on over, be part of the event.
TEDx Tullahoma, Season 3.
Season 3.
All right, thank y'all for coming in this
Thank
morning.
you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Great.
So we never ended it early. Like, we got a few seconds.
Oh, what?
I know you messed me up here. My timing's all off.
This has never happened.
Oh, we fixed it there.